There's something very satisfying about seeing two ships just flying around. Wait, what the? My God, you monster! Hello everyone, my name is DarkRubberNeck and welcome back to Space Engineers. Last time we left off, we were building ourselves a cargo bill so that way we could get our relay network up. Now, getting the relay network up has been exceedingly difficult. I think over the last few days I spent 10 or more hours, maybe longer, probably definitely longer, just trying to get it all worked out, bugs sorted out. So this episode is going to be more of a showcase because I'm pretty sure I've got the network working. Last time I tested it, everything seemed to be running fine at every point, well, except for power, because power is a problem. Well, basically, let's start off, well, with the first problem I had. The first problem I had is, well, with this, cargo containers weren't quite connected right, and, well, at first I'm like, why is it not flying and stuff? It turned out it sucked down everything it could from there and sucked into everything from there, and I didn't notice it. So for half an hour to an hour, I'm like, why is this thing not moving? It was moving beforehand. And eventually I'm like, gonna have to go and upgrade the thrusters to level 4. So now it works, and yeah. The next problem I spent, so many hours working on was just the power drain, because at first everything seemed fine and then it just wasn't. It's like I'd set it up, get the batteries up to full, shields would be on, and it'd start rapidly draining, and it didn't do that at first. So I went into the shield mod and found a config file for it, so I modified the mod to basically make it so that way the maintenance for the shield is practically negligible, almost nothing. And despite that, it would still drain the batteries. I'm not entirely sure why. If the shield drain was practically nothing, how does it still drain the batteries? I don't know. Either way, I had to give up on the shields. They're still installed, but they're not doing anything. It has caused a couple problems because, to my great regret, I spent so long working on things I had to, use admin tools just to travel around and stuff. At first I was traveling through teleporters and stuff. It's just, there's so much effort going backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. I was like, just kill me now. It's taking so long. I want this done. Anyway, nothing I could figure out would get the shields, well, keeping the batteries alive. So yeah, shields have been turned off, and once or twice I've had to reload as some attacks have attacked the platforms a couple times. Hopefully it'll be fine, like if I'm on planet building, hopefully the platforms will be fine, because I'm pretty sure these NPC mods are designed to basically work around the player character. So if I'm working on planet all the time, hopefully these platforms should be safe. I'm not 100% sure, but they should be. Now all these relay drones are currently running their jobs. They're just not moving because they're not full. And yeah, they've got turns out getting 2 PAMs is actually quite fun. I've got 1 PAM network set up for the relays and 1 PAM network set up for a drone. And yeah, right now I just gotta show you guys how it works. Gotta tell this to go drill, and then I'll show you guys how it goes up there, drills, brings the cargo back here, and then how it will fill up over here, and then fill up the next one, fill up the next one, fill up the next one. The last one, the relay point A to planet was a little bit frustrating at first, modifying that drone. The big problem was it just had trouble leaving the atmosphere and getting back into the atmosphere until I realized that I could actually reverse my job setup for PAM, and because the way the relays work, the relay jobs work, I could actually technically reverse it so that way it counts like the first point as the second point, because, well, it's kind of different than mining. So yeah, I use that to basically record the straight line straight up from Mars back down to planet again, because the problem with it not leaving atmosphere was the fact that, I had to start it from space and then to Mars, and that caused me problems with actually lining it up with the landing pad right. And yeah, PAM was a bit unhappy about not going in a straight line. So yeah, I went down to planet, was on the platform, recorded it going back up to this platform, and then reversed the setup inside PAM itself. I don't know if you guys understood a word I said. Like I said, I spent so many hours on this just problem solving and bug fixing. One problem that did happen though was for a couple of hours, PAM wouldn't actually work. I don't know what fixed that problem, it just started working again. Basically, quite a few times I'd set up the PAM to go from here to the next one and then back again, and then it'd be great, you know, I'd go fill it up with cargo, and it would go lift up, go there, and then it just wouldn't dock, it just go on bang, 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 you know, it keeps slamming into the bloody concrete and not connecting to the connector. I'm like, why are you doing this? What is wrong with you? Eventually it started working though. I didn't do anything to it, it just started working. I am kind of worried that, you know, now that I'm recording, it's going to stop working, but last time I tested, everything was running smoothly, so hopefully everything will continue to be running smoothly. Let's just double check. Miss Pam, you are currently docked. Yeah, because last time I checked, she was currently, well, moving from planet to space, and I couldn't be bothered checking if she was actually going to dock or not, because it takes like 10 minutes to get from planet to each relay point. Anyway, let's start setting this up and well, basically get this running. I'm thinking to show how this works when Pam comes back, docks here, and then fills up this one, which will be maybe a couple of loads. When that flies off, I'll probably do the follow dampeners. That way, you know, you guys can have a nice cinematic view of how this works at each docking point. Because I'm pretty sure my hydrogen and oxygen tanks should be able to last long enough, maybe. Hopefully. Okay, as you can see, the miner is coming up with a full load. I do not know if this is going to be enough for my drone. Either way, it should hopefully be fine. Oh, that reminds me, one thing I would have really liked for PAM when it comes to relay drones is a status monitor, because, well, as you can see here, it has, you know, each of the drones on the list and stuff like that, you know, active and, you know, allow you to send commands. But this is more of a command controller sort of LCD. It'd be really nice if you say have another LCD just to assign it to each and every single ship. So that way it says, you know, how far away it is, you know, it's like, it's cargo, it's power, and just basically all the status for one ship. So that way, you know, you can have it at each point and keep a monitor on like the ship that's supposed to be docking at this point. For example, you know, this ship is supposed to be flying from here to there, and I'd have a monitor, say, allowing all the stats for here, because, you know, this is cargo bill 1. It shows me a lot of stats here, but then if I have this active, if I had another ship over there, I can't actually see any information on the other ship without, you know, going back to here and then selecting that other ship. So one thing that would be really nice, you know, would be an actual status monitor for each ship. So you'll start filling up now. It was a bit confusing on how to get these things to work. I had to remove some of the sorters for the connections, because I did originally start connecting at the top there for the second relay network, you know, to allow it to push out and then, you know, pull in and push out. But I do wonder if maybe half the problem was using two different connectors to do the connection. So, you know, I basically set it so that way it's one single connection, and for that means I had to remove the solder on that and then find some way to still force the stuff into it. And to do that, I put a solder down there and just basically told it to force. And then it still wouldn't suck up, so then I told the connector itself to drain anything that's connected into the connector connected to it. It was a very confusing setup. Yeah. I do have one slight concern with the batteries, and that I noticed in the relay point B that the battery drain from two drones, you know, one going and one coming, might be a bit much for the station, and that, you know, the solar panels won't be able to keep up with all the power. I don't know, I'm not 100% certain about that, but hopefully it should be fine. Either way, there's no shield, so all it will do is basically slow the system down, because it's just batteries recharging, you know what I mean? It'd just be annoying. I'd probably have to add some more solar panels or something like that to it. I have considered, you know, black solar cells. They're a pain in the ass, But there actually shouldn't be too much of a problem building, because I noticed when I visited planet that I kind of have a little bit of excess of uranium ingots on planet. So if I do need black solar cells, that's not going to be a hassle. One thing I don't understand about the relay system is that, well, this instantly sucks up any resources, you know what I mean? Like, at the receiving end, it's instant suckage into the cargo containers. I don't understand why, you know, sending is so slow to fill up. It is weird. I don't understand how to force it to go faster. And I suppose it gives it more time to recharge? I mean, if it was an instant transfer over, then it'd instantly fill up the cargo, whereas because it's slower, it allows it to get to its proper cargo storage limits. It's not a hassle. It's just a bit of a weird thing that I couldn't understand why. And away you go. Okay, so we'll just follow you with the dampeners on. Should work great. At first it was quite violent whenever it landed. I couldn't understand why it would do that at times, but yeah, sometimes it would hit my ship and sometimes it would hit the landing pad, and oh, that was annoying for a while. It took a while before it just stopped doing that. But yeah, basically that's how it leaves each platform. You know, they receive their cargo and then they fly on to their next destination. Pretty much the same for all of them. It's pretty cool, you know. I think it looks really awesome whenever they fly away like that, you know what I mean? Just look at this scenic view. So awesome. So cool. I think the PAM mod author might have modified the script recently, because I noticed that the thrusters aren't quite as vicious on the battery lately. I think it might be a little easier, you know, a little less of a full burn. I mean, it still burns a lot, but obviously a lot less than it used to. Very useful, you know what I mean? Beforehand, it's like, oh my god, it's just constantly thrusting and burning. It's like, but now it's like, yep, nice and easy. You know what'd be annoying? Is if as soon as I dock at the relay station B, I get attacked. While I was testing a Miss PAM to go from Mars to space, I was like, I dock, I'm like, why is it saying shields falling? I turn around and there's these 3 gunships blasting the place to smithereens. I'm like, oh my god, that is so annoying. I quickly loaded after that. The funny thing is though, is that if I had shields working on the platform itself, because you know the shields falling were on the actual little drone ship, but if the platform had shields, you know, it's like it wouldn't be blasted to pieces, because you know the platform gun turrets had torn the 3 ships to pieces. It's just that, you know, the 3 ships do have missiles and guns and everything else, and the whole point of that, whoa, what's that close to me? Oh, just a civilian ship. The whole point of having shields protecting each of the platforms is to make sure, you know, small ships with missiles don't get any stray shots off, you know what I mean? Because those missile turrets, they're not enough to take out any big ships, but you know, the small ships, they could slaughter them super quickly. And any big ship would just, you know, slaughter the platforms pretty quickly. But you know, the point is, you know, the whole reason I wanted the shields was so that way anything small wouldn't stand a chance.
Warning, insufficient power.
Yeah, that message always pops up whenever it starts to get a little close to its destination. That's mainly... PAM is really aggressive with those thrusters. If there were lower thrusters, it'd be fine, but tier 4 thrusters actually consume quite a lot of power. Miss PAM, I had to throw in a crap ton of batteries just because there's so many thrusters on it. I think I like doubled or tripled my batteries on that thing, because it was just the only way to make sure it could actually survive planetfall with how aggressive Miss PAM is with the thrusters. There's something very satisfying about seeing 2 ships just flying around. Wait, what the? My god, you monster. That's it, you're gonna die the hard way. Or you could just, you know, die the easy way, that too. You target me while the platform murders you. Did it hit the platform? Did it hit the platform? I don't think it hit the platform. And you're landing. Oh, I missed out on the whole landing. Wait, no, you are. Hey, oh no, don't tell me you're doing it again. No, no, no. Oh no. Oh no. It's doing it again. Everything was working! You son of a... But you get the point, what it's supposed to be doing. I don't understand why it does that though. That is weird. Maybe I'll get lucky and the second one will work? Yeah? I mean, that's what it's supposed to do. Okay, now you're filling up. For some reason you would turn your collector off. Weird. There you go, now you're on. Weird. I wish there was some way to basically tell it to resave its new connector or something like that. Basically say, you know, this is where the connector is, dock there. Don't dock elsewhere, you stupid piece of crap. You better dock in the right place. You filled up, you're flying away, but now you better dock. Miss Pam docked. She succeeded in docking, right? I don't know why the first one didn't dock. I don't even know why you didn't stick out your goods. I tested everything. Everything was running fine. You know how it goes with recording. Before recording, everything is fine, but once the recording starts, everything dies. It's like I spend 10 to 12 hours playing the game, you know, trying to fix the bugs, and only twice did I have problems with things shooting my platforms. And as soon as I start recording, the first thing it does is, you're gonna die, we're gonna start shooting at you. I'm like, come on! What is with my bad luck? I spent so long on this. You know, now that I think about it, technically speaking, if I have trouble with having so many different relay stations, can always technically just keep relay station B as an antenna relay network, you know, and just have like a cargo container with a crap ton of batteries going backwards and forwards between, you know, A and C. I mean, that would technically work too. I mean, sure, it's 100 kilometers, but you know, it would survive the trip, the batteries would, I think, maybe. Okay, I'm hoping this time I'll get the nice scenic view of the landing without being shot at. And this time I'm keeping the creative mode on just in case. Obviously, I'm not going to be saving any of this because clearly I need to be doing some sort of setup management and stuff like that. But you know, why do things always have to turn out so bad? I can't stop laughing about it. I kind of wish scripts were capable of controlling the warp drives. Wouldn't that make things so much cooler if, you know, it's like as soon as they undock from their station, they just warp to the next station in the dock? It's like almost instantaneous transportation from point A to point B. It's just a matter of docking each time. Now you better dock. You better not do the whole slam into the concrete thing.
Warning,
this is so cool.
Insufficient power.
Okay, you land and everything will be A-okay. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh no, you're not gonna land right, are you? You're out of alignment. No, wait, you did it. You did it! Yay, one of them works. Now, are you gonna fill up Miss Pam? Because clearly one of them didn't want to do filling up. Yeah, Miss Pam's filling up. Okay, so the only problem was with you and with you not filling up and with Cargo Bill 1. Oh, Cargo Bill 1 not aligning up right. You'll recharge your batteries now and then you'll fly off. That shouldn't take too long to recharge. Actually, now that I think about it, let's check. It's yeah, let's check its power. We go in there. What are you at? You'll take a little bit. It'll be interesting to find out who flies first, you or Miss Pam. I get the feeling we won't be able to see that fly off. But either way, you know, it'll do basically the same, you know, and go back to the cargo boy B and everything will be A-okay. 10 or more hours of playing. No problems, well, you know, with the AI, enemy AI. But as soon as I record, they just come in mass. I'm really glad I'm not saving. I'm really glad I'm just showing these things off, you know what I mean? It's like, perhaps, you know, when I record next episode, I'll make sure, you know, Cargo Bill 1 is properly lined up and, never return to space again in hopes that the enemy AI never attack these platforms while I'm around them. This ship is a bit more aggressive on the power, like I said. I had to throw in a lot more power onto it. But, well, when it's in atmosphere, it's a little less vulnerable, right? You know, less things to shoot at it, so, hopefully it'll be fine. mean, look at those shields. Blip, 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 blip. On, off, on, off, on, off. I love how smooth these auto dampeners are, even in atmosphere.
Insufficient power.
So cool. Okay, you better dock. You had no problem getting into space, and this is your home point. You should have no problem docking, but still. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention I built a little landing pad for this thing. But you should have no problem docking, right? And dock. Okay, so the only one that's broken at the moment is the first cargo bill. And now you'll have your ingredients sucked out, you'll recharge, and then you'll go back into space and continue the vicious cycle. Yeah, basically, as you can see, the only problem right now is cargo bill 1. Otherwise, everything else seems to be working fine. The relay network works great. Uranium miner works great. Everything great, 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 great. It's just, you know, occasionally it gets a little pissy and doesn't work. I don't know why. Of course, then you also, you know, get random enemy ships come along, but like I said, hopefully spending time on planet building a giant spaceship should mean all the enemies should be down here and not up there. It hopefully be fine. Either way, you know, everything is okay. Everything was working before I started recording. Everything was great. I was happy with how things were. Well, besides, you know, the shields. But yeah, I was pretty much happy. Everything was great. But now it's like, okay, before I start my next episode, I gotta reconfigure cargo bill 1 to make sure cargo bill 1's working, and probably fix cargo bill 2 because, like I said, the connector had to be fixed, and I ain't saving, not with all those explosions that happened up in space. This recording was basically just to show off everything that happened and, you know, make sure everything worked great. Which obviously it didn't, because, you know, it's like I said, it's the whole recording curse. As soon as you start recording, the curse gets in and you're pretty much screwed. Although while I was here, I did set up another screen so that way I can monitor everything from down here. You know, make sure I could see all the miners from planet and everything. Don't know what I'm gonna do with this now. I mean, there's nothing in here to use, right? I don't know. I couldn't, you know, tell the PAM to dock here because if you remember correctly before, last time I had PAM try to come in here, it'd get to about there and it'd go spin around and go explode. I don't know why it did that, which is why I had to make that platform separate for it. It was weird. Things get really weird with PAM at times, I don't know why. So guys, I hope you somewhat enjoyed this episode. It wasn't as smooth as I hoped it'd be. Like I said, things turned out weird, as they happen. But yeah, you can see how it's supposed to work if your cargo bill 1 was connecting like it had done before I started recording, and if, you know, spaceships didn't randomly attack in the middle of recording, you would have seen exactly how it worked. Exactly 100% perfectly and flawlessly. Instead, you saw how it worked 80% flawlessly. So guys, if you enjoyed this episode, well, you know what to do. Hit that like and subscribe button or share it with your friends. Otherwise, I'll see you all next time. Bye! You know how it goes with recording. Before recording, everything is fine, but once the recording starts, everything dies. It's like I spend 10 to 12 hours playing the game, you know, trying to fix the bugs, and only twice did I have problems with things shooting my platforms. And as soon as I start recording, the first thing it does is